everyone. Namaste. How are you all? Are you okay? I hope so. Now we will be together for one period doing our English lesson of grade 7. Is it okay? Okay. Now before I start the lesson, I want to remind you what we did in our previous class. Do you remember what we did? Okay, we finished reading second. Now what should we do today? Okay, we are going to do grammar and writing second. Speaking we will do in our another class. Is it okay? So we will cover two subunits, grammar and writing second. So be ready with your exercise book, pen, book, everything. Okay? Because we will do writing task too. Good. Now take out your book on page number 102. We will start with grammar. Okay? Good. Now let's start here. What is there in the beginning on page number 102? See here. Study the following sentences. Okay, what sentences are there? Number A. You can put your shoes there. Okay. B. You are allowed to put your shoes there. They mean the same thing, don't they? You can put your shoes there and you are allowed to put your shoes there. Number C. You can't leave your car there. It's a no parking zone. Why can't you leave your car there? This is no parking zone. No parking. Now, number D. I must call an electrician to get the light fixed. Number E. You mustn't worry about me. I'll be fine. F. You have to have a driving license to drive a tractor. To drive a tractor. Okay. Similarly, number G. You are not allowed to drive a tractor without a driving license. Next, number H. You don't have to have a license to ride a bicycle. Okay. Now here you read these sentences. Where do you find this sort of sentences? For what purpose do you use these sentences? Yes? Okay. These sentences are used to talk about rules. Very good. Rules, regulations. Okay. Now here after reading it, you might have internalized some rules. Okay. Rules of writing, rules and regulations. Structure of writing, rules and regulations. What structures are used here? You can see here can, are allowed to, can't, must, mustn't, have to, are not allowed to, don't have to, and then after that. Okay, can you find what structure is used here? Yes? Yes, okay. These structures are used, and after that, well, after that, verb, base form of verb, isn't it? Very good. Okay, base form of verb is used. No inflection, no s or es inflection, no ing inflection, can or cannot plus base form of verb. Okay, what we call verb 1 as well. Okay, similarly, be allowed to, are allowed to, is allowed to plus base form of verb, must or must not plus base form of verb, and don't have to plus base form of verb. Okay, and we can use have to plus base form of verb as well. Okay, now these structures are used to write what? Rules and regulations. Okay, these are the structures we generally use to write rules and regulations. Okay? Can you use these structures and write some rules and regulations? Good, you can do. Now let's go to activity B given in your book. Okay? It's given on page number 103. B, activity B. Let's go to that. What is that? Complete the sentences with the correct word or phrases. You can use the words more than once. Okay? Now here some sentences are given with blank spaces, and in that blank spaces you should write the words can, cannot or can't, must, must not or mustn't, have to and don't have to. Okay? Can you do? Yes. Can means something you can do. Can't means something you cannot do, you are not allowed to do. Must means something you must do or have to do. Is it so? Because there is rule, because there is obligation. Mustn't mean you are not allowed to do. Have to, you should do because there is rule. Don't have to, no need. Okay, now after knowing this you can write now, can't you? Let's try. The sign says we, now blank space, park the bicycle here. The sign says we can or can't or must, mustn't. What do you use here? The sign says we can or can't. Okay. Now here I have used can't, because if the sign is no parking sign, okay, we can't park the bicycle. But if it is parking zone, parking area, you can use can as well, can't you? So it depends on whether it is parking area or not, isn't it? So if you use can, that is also okay. Okay? The sign says we can't park the bicycle here, or we can park the bicycle here. Good. Now next one, number B. The chemist did not sell medicines without prescription. The chemist can, can't, must. What do you use here? Think quickly and say. Yes, please, everyone. Very good. The correct use is mustn't. The correct word here is mustn't. The chemist mustn't sell medicine without prescription. Okay? He should sell, the chemist should sell medicine only based on prescription. Okay. Next one, number C. Visitors did not, blank space, park their cars in the staff car park. Visitors, can visitors park their cars in staff car, say staff car park? Okay, no. So what do you use here? Okay, you use can't. Okay, can't park their cars in the staff car park. Visitors can't park their cars in the staff car park. Next, number D. What do you use? Baggage space be attended every time. What do you use? Very good. We use must here. Okay, baggage must be attended every time. Okay. Next one, you space be late to class. You can be late, can't be late, must be late, mustn't be late, have to be late. Okay, what do you use here? You, very good, you mustn't be late to class. Okay, you mustn't be late to class. Now number F is I, blank space, call my sister. It's her birthday today. So I, what? Good. I have to call my sister. It's her birthday today. Is it? It's obligation. Well, this way we do. Now, some more thing, some more items. Okay. Now, next one, number G, you blank space go to the bank. You can pay online. Now, you can go to the bank or can't, or what do you use here? You? Yes, very good. Okay. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to go to the bank because you can pay online without going to the bank. So, don't have to, not necessary, isn't it? Now, number 8, another, you blank space hit your friend again. Do you remember? Do you understand? Okay. You blank space hit your friend again. Do you understand? What do you use here? Okay, you mustn't hit your friend again. Good. Now, number I is you blank space remember everything. Just try to remember these points. You what? Don't have to remember everything. Just try to remember these points. Don't have to remember everything. Okay. Next one, number J. The hotel is vegetarian. You blank space find a meat item there. So what do you use? You? Okay. If it is vegetarian hotel, you can't find a meat item there. Can you? Yes, no, you cannot find. Now, last one, number K. You blank space park your bike here for a maximum of 25 minutes. What do you use here? Okay, you can park your bike here for a maximum of 25 minutes. Okay? Can you do these sort of things? Very good. Okay, you did very well. Now, next, C, activity C. Okay? Let's see what is there. Now, complete the B sentences. Now, here A and B. Okay? In each number, they are given in pair. It's in dialogue form. A and B are talking. Now, complete the B sentences using can, could, might, must. Either can or could or might or must, one of them, okay? Plus given verbs. Verb is there, okay? At the end, verb is given in bracket. So, use them, okay? Well, given verb form from the brackets as given in the example. In some sentences, you need to use the negative too. Sometimes you need to form its negative form as well, okay? One example is given there. Can you see? Example, A says, I'm hungry. And B says, but you have just had lunch. You can't be hungry already. Is it so? If that person had already had lunch, that person has already had lunch, can he be hungry? No. So he can't be hungry. So B is saying, but you have just had lunch. You can't be hungry already. Is it so? Okay. In the same way, here number A says, I haven't seen our neighbors for ages. Ages means long time, isn't it? A says, I haven't seen our neighbors for ages. And B says, no, they blank space in their house. I saw them in the morning. If I saw them in the morning, they can't be or can be or could be, might be. What do you use here? Well, we use definitely, okay, we use must be, okay. B is given in bracket, so we use B as verb and we use they must be in their house. Why? Because I saw them in the morning. Is it so? Good. Now, number B. A says, what's the weather like? Is it raining? And then B says, not at the moment, but it later. What? It's not raining at the moment, but it, okay, it can rain. Is it so? Well, what's the weather like? Is it raining? Not at the moment, but it can rain later. Okay. Number C. Where has Manshu gone? Now B says, I'm not sure. See? Blank space, have gone to the bank. What do you use here? Not sure. If not sure, we use, okay, might. Good. I'm not sure, she might have gone to the bank. Good. Now finally, number D, A says, I didn't see you at John's party last week. And B says, no, I had to work that evening, so I, what? Now A says, I didn't see you at John's party last week. If A didn't see B there, B didn't go. It means, and he's giving justification. No, I had to work that evening, so I, what? Good. I couldn't go. Is it so? Couldn't go. Very good. Okay, that way you can use this modals verb plus verb structure. Okay, good. Now we finish this grammar. Okay, these grammar items are used, these structures are used to write rules and regulations. So I want to directly take you to writing lesson now. Okay, speaking lesson we'll do later, okay, in our next class. So let's go to writing. Ready? Okay, let's start. Now here in the beginning, in writing task, same writing rule is given, isn't it? Is it? On page number 105 of your book. Okay, page number 105. What is given? Here are some rules for school students. Complete the sentences with appropriate words. You may need to use negative forms as well. So these are the rules for school students like you all. Okay. Now they are incomplete. Some blank spaces are given in each sentence. You should complete them. How do you complete? What do you use there? Okay. Let's practice it. Okay. You should use the same structures you have learned. Okay. Let's do. Now you, blank space, attend every lesson. You, what do you use here? Can, could, might, must, don't have to. So among them, what do you use? You, okay, you have to attend every lesson, isn't it? Next one, you, blank space, be even 1 minute late. What do you use? You, good, you mustn't be even 1 minute late. Be on time, that means, isn't it? Okay, next one. You, blank space, do all your homework. What do you use here? Good. You have to do all your homework. Next one. You, blank space, look at your watch to check the time. What do you use here? Good. You can look at your watch to check the time. Okay, next one. You, blank space, come early and do your homework before the class. So what do you use here? You can come early and do your homework before the class. Is it so? Now, next one, second last one. You, blank space, bring all your textbooks. Can, can't, must, or what? Good. Okay. You have to bring all your textbooks. And finally, you, blank space, worry about making mistakes. when you are speaking. What do you use here? You, okay, mustn't worry about making mistakes when you are speaking. Okay, here you can also use you don't need to worry about, don't need may also be possible. Okay, you don't need to worry about making mistake when you are speaking. Okay, so this way you can write rules for students. Okay, can you write this set of rules? Yes. Okay, let's start writing rules. Okay, now let's go to writing rules, another task. Are you ready? Okay. Well, now B. Okay, what is there? You might have a library or a computer lab at your school. Do you? Do you have it? Yes, many of you have. Okay, most of you have. Just think about it. Okay, well, think about the library or computer lab or whatever you have in your school. Now prepare a set of rules, at least 6. Okay, at least 6. You can write more than that as well. At least 6 to be followed by students when they visit that area. Okay, when students visit library or computer lab, what rules they should follow. Okay, you can write. Now think about library, think about the time you went to the library, okay, before this, and remember what rule you were there to follow, what rules were there for you to follow. Okay, think about your library or a computer. Here you can see pictures of library and computer lab. Okay, any one of them please. Let's think about library. Okay, okay, many of you, most of you have library in your school. Well, now let's try writing rules for our library use. Okay, okay, be ready with your exercise book and pen. Okay, I'll give you some guidelines, I'll give you some ideas, so that time you will be writing. Okay, good. Okay, now let's start. Now here are some guidelines. Okay, you can write. Now first, how do you write? Okay, sit comfortably and start writing as I say. Okay, now first rule, first thing you should do is use the heading such as library rules on the top of the page. Okay, on the top of your page. Okay, here write library rules. Okay, finished. Now next, well, write the rules in number points. Okay, write the rules in number points, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or A, B, C, D. You can write 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that you can count how many rules you have written. Okay, number rules, number points about what? Number 1, you can write about library time. What time you are allowed to go to library, or how long the library remains open. Okay, library remains open from this time to that time. So think about it and write one rule. Finished? Okay, next one, please remember to use must, can't, mustn't, can, is, am, are, allowed to. Okay, are allowed, be allowed to, let's say. So these structures, please keep these structures in your mind while writing. Now next rule you can write, number 2, membership, a library card. Do you need membership or do you need library card to go to your library or not? Okay, in many of your library you need to use your library card. Okay, even your ID card works. Okay, school ID card. Now write rule about it. You must take your ID card, library card, or you must have your library membership card to use library, or whatever you write, and the rule. Okay, Now, third rule you can write about issuing or borrowing book. What is the rule of issuing book? Can you issue 5 books at a time, or what? So write a rule about it. Okay, how many books you can issue, how many books you can borrow, or you are not allowed to take books to your home. Okay, some library may not allow you to take book to your home. You can just read there. What is it? So write another rule. Similarly, now come to another, speaking in the library. Are you allowed to speak in the library? If yes, how? Loudly? With low voice? Or not allowed at all? Okay, write rule about it. Okay. Next, writing on and tearing pages. Writing on the pages of book, library book, tearing pages, is it allowed or restricted? Not allowed. Okay, write another rule about it. Finished? Good. Okay. Next, well, returning the borrowed books. If you borrow the book from library, well, when should you return it back to the library? After 1 week, 2 weeks? What is the rule? Okay, think about it and write one rule. Finished? Good. Now next, taking in bags and other belongings. Can you take your bags and other things, books, to the library or not? If not, write the rule about it. You are not allowed to take bag, or similar to that, you can write one rule. Okay. Well, next, cleanliness of the library. Is there a rule about cleanliness of library? Okay, if there is a turn of students to clean the library, you can also write it. Or if you are not allowed to make any, you are not allowed to throw any waste in the library, you can write about it. Okay, or what is the rule about the cleanliness of the library? Write about it. Okay. Next one, maintaining peace. What do you do to maintain peace in the library? Write rules. Okay, these are some guidelines. Okay, based on it you have written some rules, haven't you? Okay, if you have written them, you can add some more of them. These are just few guidelines. There can be many other rules as well in library. Okay, well, based on it, let's write. Okay, you have written a long list. Okay, how many of them you have written? More than 6. Okay, but question says write at least 6. At least means you have written more than 6, haven't you? Good, very good. Anyway, now let's write here as well. Okay, I'll write, just say here. Okay, and compare it with yours. Okay, now on top write library rules. Library rules. Okay, okay, let's write them. Okay, a number item number 1. Well, the library remains open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. One rule. Next one, number 2, students are not allowed to use library books without library card, without a valid library card. Well, similarly, another rule is you can write books must be returned must be returned on or before the due date. You can also add here, if not written on time, you will be charged 1 rupees, 2 rupees fee. That way also you can write. Okay, you can continue that way. Similarly, number 4, writing on the books is strictly prohibited. Okay, you can write this way. Similarly, another rule you can write, students okay, have to keep their belongings in the drawer outside the library. Okay, there are 5. Okay, and you can write one more rule, that is, students should not talk to each other in a loud voice inside library. That way, in a loud voice, that works. Okay, now you can write this way. Is it similar to yours? Now you can add some more points this way. Will you? Okay, now here in this task we are given 2 things to write. One is library rules or lab rule, computer lab rules. Okay, now in the same way you can try writing computer lab rules as well. Can you try? Okay, to write it, you can start with the same thing. You can write heading. Okay, heading like this. Use the heading on the top of the page. What is the heading? Rules of computer lab or computer lab rules, something you write on the top. Okay, and then you can write numbers. Okay, in each number you can write rules about what? Lab time. Well, taking off shoes, if there is rule about it. Okay, before entering the lab you should take off your shoes. Okay, if there is that rule you can write. Similarly, length of time to use a computer, one student should not use more than 45 minutes or like that, is it? Similarly, playing games on computer, whether it is restricted, not allowed, you can write about it. Opening some sites, okay, Facebook, this thing, that thing, that is not allowed. What is the rule? You can write. Similarly, turning off computer, okay, at the end you should turn off your computer. So anyway, you can add some more points and write rules on it. Will you? Okay, that is your homework. Okay, write a list of rules and regulations for computer lab. Will you? Good. Okay, dear students, now we have come to the end of this lesson. Okay, in today's lesson we did grammar, the structure of writing rules and regulation, and we learned to write rules in school library, school computer lab. Okay, this thing. Okay, in our next class we will do speaking and remaining other things from this unit. Okay, we will meet again next time. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye everyone.